Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to episode 63. Episode 63, which we are going to be previewing El Clasico in the Supercopa de España. Guys, this is a monumental game. Uh, Alex, introduce yourself.
Well, guys, great to be back. Super excited for this game tomorrow. Yeah, a little nervous, not gonna lie. It's I would say maybe not the first, but it's the greatest chance Xavi has had so far to prove himself as a manager and as a leader in the team. And tomorrow's game is so important, not just because of the rivalry, which in and of itself is a huge thing, as we all know what it means to us fans. It's such an important fixture for everyone in the world. But more than that, like we said, it's a trophy, and tomorrow it's gonna be a crazy game.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. Well, the trophy in itself isn't worth that much. Like
no, no,
we,
of
we
course,
yeah,
it
we
can
don't
still be
go
worth.
out exactly. We don't go out to win the Supercopa de España, but winning it, having that extra title is nice. It's nice, and
Of
on top
course.
of that, it's a symbolic representation of what this win could mean for Xavi and his basically his start to his Barcelona
Mhm.
managerial career. But so I'm gonna pull up the squad for the game tomorrow. But I want to get for you. I want to get your opinion first. What is your lineup for this game?
Well, unfortunately, it is featuring some players that played last Thursday.
Okay.
But that's part of the game. What I would go with is obviously Ter Stegen on goal. My
Okay.
left back Balde. My center back pairing will be Araujo and Christensen. My right back will be Conde.
Right back would be
And
good.
I would actually opt for a four-man midfield of Busquets. I mean, yeah, Busquets, De Jong, and then Pedri and Gavi. And then up top, I will have Lewandowski and Dembele.
Wait, so you're going with a four-man midfield?
Mm-hmm.
You're going with a four-man midfield.
Yeah, and if
Um,
not, and if they don't want to play a four-man midfield, I would say De Jong, Pedri, Gavi in the midfield, and then up top,
hmm.
Ansu Fati, Dembele, and Lewa.
You know what? I actually want to be a little bit more attacking for this game. Um, I can't find the squad list for this game. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I want to go bold. I want to go bold. I want the midfield to be Pedri, Gavi, and Frank De Jong as that
Mhm.
lone pivot because in the last game against Betis, Frank De Jong was like he played a really good game in that
Yeah,
position.
yeah, he did.
Um, and against Real Madrid, we saw it in the previous El Clasico. Busquets is just like he's not up to par, man. Like in these high intensity games, his level he's not the same he was like before. These high intensity games, he's not up for it. So I want to have Balde left back, Christensen left center back, Kunde as a right center back because I want Araujo as the right back.
Mm,
Araujo to stop Vinicius because we see that duel between Araujo and Vinicius. Most likely than not, Araujo's gonna win that one, and
yeah.
he has won like that duel in multiple occasions before.
Mhm.
So I want Araujo on Vinicius as that right back. And then that allows for Kunde to be in that center back and be a little bit more comfortable on the ball. And then attack Usman Dembele on the left, Lewandowski through the middle, Rafinha on the right. That's my lineup. You could say Ferran Torres. You could bring Ansu Fati on the left, move Dembele to the right, but and on top of it, Ansu Fati even has like a greater argument because he scored that great goal
Mm.
against Betis.
Yeah, he's building the
But
confidence,
exactly, but
and
I
he
also
also
think
scored his penalty, which is worth remembering.
exactly he also scored his penalty, which gives him some confidence. But the thing is, we are also going to need our forwards to defend with us, and that's what Rafinha brings to this team. Something that Usman Dembele and Ansu Fati don't bring up a lot. Rafinha runs a lot in the game. He's gonna if I think he's gonna start. So him being able to add some defensive cover is gonna be vital. Um, but when we both said our lineups, we basically agree. You want to go with a four-man midfield. I want to go with the three. Um, Tomorrow we're gonna see and also guys where we are gonna be basically live streaming the game tomorrow, so tune in for that. We're gonna be live streaming it. We're gonna be just like discussing it, everything, so tune in for that. But where do you think this game is gonna be won and lost?
Well, before I go into that, I wanted to say the only thing I don't like particularly about your information was, I
Okay.
mean, I don't dislike it, but my only problem with Araujo playing right back, I'm sure he can defend, but then we lose some of the attacking ability that Conde has. Not that it's a lot, but you know what I'm saying. Like Araujo also isn't the best going up, and I feel like I don't know, it could
Eh,
work,
yeah,
but
but then do you feel comfortable with having Gunde be defending against Vinicius when we've seen time and time again that Araujo has been able to beat Vinicius in that one-on-one duel?
that's true. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a 50-50.
Yeah, and there have been rumors in the Spanish media that he is going to be starting in the right back spot. So we are going to see. But question: where do you think the game is going to be lost? Because both we mentioned this like before in the game, our match review against Betis. None of these two teams are coming in great form. I think the game overall is like very even. None of the two teams are coming in very good form, and this is shown like after the World Cup, they just haven't been the same.
Yeah,
And both keepers are in great form. Ter Stegen and Courtois, they basically have been key in both of the shootouts. And Lewandowski and Benzema, I believe they're in the same in like basically in the same run of form, effective but not playing well. And you could say this for both teams' attackers. So this could honestly go 50-50. Um, but the only thing is that Real Madrid in the finals, they rarely lose. I believe the last time they lost in the final was in 2013. So
yeah.
history is not on our side,
And
but
we don't get a lot of finals against Madrid, do we?
it, mm, that I remember not really. Maybe the Supercopa de España last year
Yeah.
where it went 3-2 when they won 3-2.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, one of the best memories I have of a Clasico for a final was the Copa del Rey, I believe, in 2011,
Yeah, around there.
2010 when Madrid won with that Ronaldo header at the end. But anyway, going to answer your question, I think Barca are, like you said, it's a very 50-50 game. Both teams are not in their best form,
Okay.
but at the same time, they're not doing bad either. Then they're winning their games. It's just not. I don't think neither of them are at the full potential.
They're getting the
I
job
will
done.
say this though: if Barca does not take advantage of their opportunities, if they don't finish the chances that they'll get, it's gonna be a loss because um the one thing Madrid have over Barcelona is that they're counterattacking and they're effective at it, right? Madrid isn't a unless they're
Real
playing
Madrid are so effective.
yeah, unless they're playing a team with a very inferior midfield, they're not gonna dominate. So they'll just they'll play on the counter attack and they'll score when it matters. And sometimes that's the problem with having too much ball possession. You take advantage. Oh yeah, we'll get a next chance, but
Hmm.
sometimes the next chance comes for the other team, right? So that we just gotta go in there with an aggressive mindset and try to execute as best as we can. Any cross we get, try to get on it and just do the
Hmm.
most of what we got. It should be a really tough game. And defensively, I think we've been solid. I think when we concede goals is when our midfield relaxes and we
And
start
this is
getting
and this is like after we go up. If we're leading,
exactly.
like Pedri has mentioned this, how how the team basically like feels relaxed and everything, and they lower the tempo, and that's when teams can come onto us, and that's where the momentum shifts. And then from being relaxed and everything to then like upping the intensity all again,
It's difficult.
it's difficult because then you're losing the momentum. You're just like you're out.
You're tired.
Yeah, you're tired. You're not there mentally. It's very tough. So to beat Real Madrid, you basically have to make sure they have no chance of getting back into the game.
Hmm.
So Barcelona have to kill the game. But do you see this game going into extra time and maybe even penalties?
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially considering that, like we said, both teams haven't been their best at attacking. They've been effective, sure, but look at the teams that Barca and Madrid play. They play Valencia and Betis. I say those teams are pretty evenly matched, both of them.
Okay.
And I don't know. I feel like with the teams that Madrid and Barca have, they should be absolutely squashing them.
Hmm. But then again, okay, Real Betis are fifth in La Liga, and Valencia are 12th.
No, I
Um,
understand. I understand Betis is having a better season, but still,
no, no,
um,
no, no. Of course, you still expect both of these teams to basically like be playing a lot better, and like not being forced to play penalties against these teams. But then I then go into this like World Cup hangover that both of the teams are facing.
Mhm.
I don't think that any of these two teams are in a great run of form, and then when you see maybe other teams in other leagues, it's completely different. For example, Man United, they're in a great run of
Oh, yeah,
form.
they've had a great revival.
Yeah, and on top of that, beating Manchester City in the derby today, questionable call for that first goal. Very, very, very
Yeah,
questionable.
yeah,
Arsenal as well.
yeah. Big game tomorrow too for Spurs and
Big,
Arsenal.
big game. And in a game where what's it called? Arsenal haven't won at Spurs in a long time. So
Yeah, you know what I'll be watching tomorrow at 11.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But once again, some teams are in great run of form and some teams aren't. But you said that this game could go into maybe extra time or penalties. I think it could go into extra time, but I don't think it's going to go into penalties. And if it goes into penalties, 50-50 because both keepers are fantastic. The penalty takers for both teams are fantastic. It is literally a toss up. You can flip the coin and see basically who wins the penalty shootout. But
Score
extra
prediction.
time, extra
Just
time.
score prediction though.
Score prediction for me.
Mhm.
We're not gonna keep a clean sheet. I'm of that mindset where we're not gonna keep a clean sheet. I think we are gonna score, and I think Real Madrid are gonna score. I don't know if it's gonna be maybe like a 3-2 or
It's a high scoring game.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go for a 3-2 Barcelona win. I'm gonna go for a 3-2 Barcelona win. I think Barcelona's gonna rewrite history, but then no, I'm gonna be confident. 3-2 Barcelona win. Yeah.
That's
What do you
fair.
think?
I would say a 2-1 Barca win.
A 2-1 Barcelona win.
I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe Barca repeat what happened last year against Madrid. But
Yeah, imagine the scenes if that happens. Imagine just like hopping on Twitter. But question, what are your who is your key player to look out for in this match? Because
Ousmane Dembele.
Ousmane
I, I,
Dembele is your
it was
player.
Dembele. Look, listen. I think he is such a talented player. The only reason we talk about him so much is because it feels like he has still so much to give, and he has still so much to like show everyone that it's frustrating seeing all this talent, being hidden by some dumb mistakes he makes sometimes. But I think he's such a vital player. When he's on, the whole offense is on because he's so fast, so clinical when he crosses sometimes, and his dribbling is also
Exactly.
good. And
He's but the thing with Ousmane Dembele, we said this countless times. It's Russian roulette with him. If he
Mhm,
sleeps good, he eats well. He basically wakes up in the morning, feeling good. He plays a good game. But
mhm,
if not, he's gonna be playing. He's gonna have a disaster class. He is a guy who has brilliant moments, but at the same time, those moments can disappear like that, and he just like messes it up.
for
Um,
sure.
but my player to look out for is actually not gonna be Ousmane Dembele. It's gonna be Pedri.
That one
Um,
too. That's like important. Or De
because
Jong.
or the young or I was gonna throw in a mentionable honor. Um, Araujo. Araujo.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if
Uh,
he plays right back.
exactly. Who's gonna be main focus is gonna be Vinicius. And basically like if we can nullify Vinicius on that right hand side, you basically silence a lot of Real Madrid's attack because Benzema isn't in the greatest run of form. Um, But Pedri is going to be my player to look out for because Pedri basically controls that midfield.
For sure.
When Pedri plays well and plays at an extremely high level, the team just flows. And we want to get Pedri as high up as possible so he can basically create. And Pedri has that engine in him where he can basically run because. But the thing is, if we do go into extra time, we have to remember that Pedri has been playing a lot of minutes so far. Um, I think he's going to be subbed out, but who knows? But before we round off, overall thoughts on your sensations or anything you want to add before we round off the episode?
I feel good about this. I mean, who isn't nervous about a
The class.
Clasico match?
Yeah.
It's I think it's a blessing to be able to see arguably the biggest rivalry on earth. Well, the biggest, I would say. And
Okay.
yeah, it's just amazing to watch that. And God willing, we win tomorrow, and Xavi gets his first piece of silverware.
I completely agree. Well, guys, that was it for tonight's episode. We are going to be basically live streaming the game tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for that. And as always, I post a link on Twitter. If any of you guys want to join and basically join in the discussion with us and comment and give your thoughts on the game, you're always welcome to. But as always, like, subscribe, and comment, as you can see in the ticker down below. And we'll catch you guys all on the next episode. Peace out, guys.